Hi, I'm Rowan. Thanks for checking out the video. Today I am going to talk about a big one. Well, a big one to me. Superman. But not just any Superman. See, I was born in 1978. The same year that the Christopher Reeve Superman movie came out. So, every generation has their Superman. But it goes beyond that for me. Because when I was very little. This might have been the first movie I saw. Certainly the first one I remember. I was obsessed with that, with the first two movies and three, because I was still into it by the time three came out. Um, I loved those first three movies so much, and I was little. I didn't care about the quality, but I loved especially Christopher Reeve's Superman. And the hardest thing, even back then, especially back then, but even today in the world of collectibles, it's very hard to find the Christopher Reeve Superman um, in, action figure or statue or whatever merchandise form, which is fine. There's more demand for the Henry Cavills and etc. and dark modern Supermans, but mine was the original colorful. This is the. It may look corny to some. To me, this is the top, and I could not have a shelf full of all my nostalgic, franchise loved characters that I love. I could not have one without this specific Superman, and I waited to find a good deal because it's actually quite a few years old. It's a Mattel DC Comics Multiverse. Nowadays, these come out in larger scale, so you can get a 12-inch one. But I don't like, as I've been on record before, I don't like larger scale if I can avoid it. This is, to the scale of old, GI Joe's about 4-inch figure, so a little taller than a GI Joe, and this is what I wanted, something that would fit in my teeny tiny. I have 6-inch figures. I have one 8-inch figure, but that's as big as I'll get, and those are the rarer ones. I really wanted to have this, so let's take a look at him. Let's open this up, or actually, let's see if there's anything cool. You can see on the box. Yes, absolutely. We have here up here it says Superman the movie, and of course it shows beautiful, handsome Christopher Reeve as Superman. And the one thing you can notice, first of all, let's just take note. They also have a General Zod, Batman Returns Penguin, and Batman Returns Catwoman, which also look, to be honest, pretty sick, especially for the scale. But if you notice, his costume color is very light, which I always loved, by the way. Very light in the original movie, but it was hard to, it's always hard to find this level of blue. I don't, and this, it's kind of, I guess it's a little desaturated. It was brighter in the movie, but not quite this bright blue. Fun fact, the actual color of the suit is more of a desaturated version of this aqua kind of nail because of the blue screens that they had to use. If they would have actually used this blue, he would have just blended in with the back. So they had to film this and then color correct it later. Fun fact for the Superman nerds. Let's open this up and see what's going on. And there we have our Christopher Reeve Superman. And to be honest, especially for the scale, they kind of nailed this. So let's look at some details. We can also compare it to the movie a bit. Now, let's look at his face first, because, that's crazy. That really does look like him. He has a very distinctive cheek structure and jaw structure. And even the way he did his hair, they really nailed it, especially for this scale. One thing I also love is if you notice, old school Superman has the yellow S on the back, which he did in the movie, and he really did all the way up until, I think, Superman Returns, because it's just, especially at the time, they found it impossible to animate in CGI, this yellow symbol on the back. So they're just like, oh, he has a red cape now. But I always loved that he had it on the back too, kind of leaving the scene like branding, don't forget. Don't forget who did this. Don't forget who helped you or who kicked your ass or whatever it was. So I do like the color, even though it's like closer to comic Superman, but it's great still. It's still that light color. He's, mildly posable. Like, again, for the scale, you're not going to get super highly posable, but he does look a little bit up and down, and he looks around. The legs can, do more than just kick. You can get twisted around into little poses and stuff. And I do like that the cape is rubber, so it's, or I guess like a flexi PVC. So you can accommodate certain posings. And he does have some pretty cool articulation. He has pegs on, little holes for pegs on the feet for stands, but they are minuscule. If you have, you really need to have a teeny, 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 tiny peg to keep that up. So no static flying poses, at least if you have a foot stand, unless you really want to shave it down. And if you're that type, I'm not the type to go crafting on my accessories, so I will find a cool way to display him somehow. Oh, and he has a twisty waist even too. So this was not cheap, and it's rare. It's a rarer figure still to find. I think most of this line is hard to find and hard to stand. But that is, I think, I love it. I love Christopher Reeve Superman, and looking at this on my display will always remind me of those beautiful feelings of seeing those movies, especially, I mean, to this day, the opening of Superman the movie gives me chills, the same feelings as if it was the first time. I don't know how it does it. The way that movie opens, the little kid reads a few lines in the comics, and the camera pans over the Daily Planet, and it suddenly becomes outer space, and the John Williams music, dun 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 dun. And it's like, that is, I think, the best movie opening. Say what you want about whatever came after that in that movie. The opening, it cannot be beat, and this Superman is, to this day and forever, my favorite. Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve, you beautiful man. And with that, Superman says goodbye.